It's time for 2023's Royal Rumble, and that means darkness, cells, mass. It's not a traditional Royal Rumble, but I've got 6 matches to talk about. Let's jump straight into it. Let's start with a surprise for a Royal Rumble. There are rumours of a Hell in a Cell match. The Hell in a Cell structure has become synonymous with Seth Rollins after taking Edge there, Cody Rhodes there, after taking The Fiend there. In fact, he took The Fiend in a whole new way in Hell in a Cell. However, Seth Rollins himself will not be in this one, but one of his opponents will. It's not Cody Rhodes. It sounds like Edge and Finn Balor will be in Hell in a Cell, if Hell in a Cell is indeed the plan that's coming. With AJ Styles picking up an injury, Edge, who is expected back this month, may get more involved than he previously has. He has a set amount of dates, and the turn from 2022 to 2023 has reset them. Styles is injured, Balor needs an opponent, they need to build to Rhea Ripley versus Beth Phoenix. What better way than Edge versus Finn Balor? A match that has already been confirmed, but one that does need further explanation, is the Lights Out match between Bray Wyatt, who as mentioned was taken by Seth Rollins, and LA Knight, who is likely to be taken by Bray Wyatt. Lots of taking happening in this particular Royal Rumble. This will not be a traditional match. It will not necessarily be 2 in ring. I doubt they're just going to turn the lights down and activate the massive dimmer switch on the stadium, particularly when you consider it's massive because it's the Royal Rumble. What then is going to happen? Well, it's very similar to when The Fiend took on John Cena. We didn't know what the end result was. It was a trip down memory lane. LA Knight may find out he has some different names to talk about, including Eli Drake, for example, before we even mention the majesty of Max Dupree. The pre had to be as high as possible. There's also, of course, the Uncle Howdy element, the Uncle Harper element, and the fact that Bray and Uncle Howdy have been referring to LA Knight as Little Pig. A member of the Wyatt Six is, of course, Huskus. Championship matches galore up next, with 3 championship matches to discuss, all of which are based or honed on WWE Smackdown. The fancy stuff happens on Raw, the championships happens on Smackdown. First, Gunther and Braun Strowman have been on a collision course for a while. Braun was supposed to be taking on Gunther as part of the World Cup tournament, but let's just say he angered quite a few people backstage with his talk on the Flippy Folk. Instead, it's been pushed back, meaning Gunther versus Braun is not necessarily in the rearview mirror, it is full steam ahead. Gunther has been running away from Braun recently, but with the involvement of all of Imperium, and let's just say a healthy amount of injury to Ricochet, Imperium should get the upper hand and ensure that Gunther retains the gold going into WrestleMania, where he has bigger threats to deal with. Charlotte Flair returned on this week's SmackDown, meaning that a collision course has once again been set. We have already seen, at least twice this year, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. Will it be any different this time? No, probably not. Charlotte Flair won the championship in her return against Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey will immediately come for revenge, immediately smell blood, and this will very much set the cat amongst the pigeons. Who's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble will be determined based on who's going to win this Royal Rumble. And by this Royal Rumble I mean a queen in a fight. Technically, of course, it will also feature a Queen of Spades. 2 queens, I got away with that royal thing, you didn't even see the mistake. Our final championship match has been rumoured for a number of months, and it would be Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. The rumoured match between Ronda Rousey and Raquel Rodriguez didn't materialise, and in many ways Kevin Owens doesn't seem to be the prime candidate to take on Roman, with Jey Uso and Sami Zayn making such compelling arguments. However, the appearance from John Cena, clearly designed to help put Kevin Owens over and protect him going into a championship match that, let's face it, Roman will come out of as champion as per usual. This leaves us with just 2 matches for our Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Can you guess what they are? First, we have the Women's Royal Rumble, which may feature more Ronda Rousey than you might expect, but will definitely feature all of the Becky Lynch that you expect. Sasha Banks is a huge question mark. It seems very unlikely at this point, but I know a lot of people would be very excited to see it. Naomi seems much more likely, and we may see her reappear at this year's Royal Rumble. When it comes to potential winners, there's a lot of momentum behind Rhea, there's a lot of momentum behind Shayna. There is no doubt in my mind, the favourite is Becky Lynch for a reason. Finally, this leaves us with the men's Royal Rumble. There has been talk of a 40-man Royal Rumble by some fan sites. I would be very surprised to see that, considering that Triple H likes nice, compact pay-per-views. A lot of people already on this card when you consider all of the 60 in the Rumble matches, plus everyone in championship matches. It's not unfair that not everyone gets to appear. There will be some particularly dominant figures. You're looking at your Bobby Lashleys. Brock Lesnar should be returning around this time as well, and that's before you factor in names such as the aforementioned Gunther, Sami Zayn. All of the Uso family will be involved in this one. There is a bloodline faction at play here that needs to be considered. That said, I do feel the most likely winner is the most obvious winner, a returning Cody Rhodes. When Cody Rhodes first returned to the WWE at WrestleMania, I said all roads point to Reigns, and we are very much exactly where we were then, after a little injury period, just to make absence make the heart grow fonder. There will be more exclusive Royal Rumble news on this channel. There'll be plenty more when it comes to a watch party for the Royal Rumble and Smackdowns and the build to it, as well as exclusive news on shorts. Be sure to hit subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you very soon.